I started out as a high school coach and then got the biggest break in my coaching life when Coach Pitino hired me as a graduate assistant at Providence College. I do want to say the 1 year I was there as a graduate assistant with Coach Pitino, we beat your Pops team 3 times that year. He's still like complaining that he had a bad back in the Big East tournament, that Mr. Hugh, your neighbor, Mr. Dick, like had him carrying like bricks around or something, some crazy excuse. Instead of just saying that Billy Donovan, like was like coming at him like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan
he was cooking him?
He cooked everything.
I helped Mr. U with the cement, and my back got messed up.
Yeah, tell the story, Pops. Come on.
Yeah, that's the story. The day before the Big East
every
game,
time it's a story with you getting 40, you got a lot to say. But this loss, you don't have nothing to say. Yeah, that's it.
No. Mr. U was out. He was a construction worker, so he was out doing cement and stuff. And I'm like, why is he doing it by himself? It was the day before the Big East tournament game. I'm like, let me go give him a hand. I'm lifting bricks. And I wake up the next morning and my back is on fire. So I scored 0 points in the first half, 17 in the second half, but I couldn't move. If you watch the film, you see me fighting my body trying to find it.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I got to see the footage though. I got to double check.
I just want to.
Coach, are you buying it?
You know, I'm buying it to some degree, but I want to say that I wish I would have. So much went down on that block. And I want to know, like, there's so many stories that we can't even tell here, you know. And Mr. Hugh, he was a nosy neighbor. Like, you know, he was like, you know, he knew when things were going wrong, like what was happening at the house. Like,
no. Time out. That was Mr. Berry. That was the one that told.
Oh, that was Mr. Berry?
Story. Yes.
Can you tell that one? You might not be able to. You might not be able to tell that story.
No, I don't want to tell it.
Yeah, you can't tell
that. We got an editor.
No, it's not helpful for the people that's involved. So
yeah,
I'll leave it alone.
It was a great story. But there was a lot going down on the block, you know. So
a whole lot. It was fun times.
Yeah.
Great stories. I got a question for you though. What did it feel like when you were chosen to be the next head coach of the New York Knicks?
Man. Well, I think there were conflicting emotions because, and what you realize when you're in the coaching world is often the great opportunities you receive come at the expense of someone else losing their job. And so there are these conflicting emotions, and particularly because I was on the staff with Coach Nelson, and it showed you also how different New York was then compared to maybe what it was for 20 years. Charles Oakley was hurt a majority of Coach Nelson's time there. I think he got hurt, broke his hand in let's say January. And Coach Nelson got fired in March. And you know what our record was when he got fired? I believe 34-27. 34-27 with one of your top players out. But that's where the standard was for the Knicks at that time. So I felt awful for him. And I learned so much because you mentioned, Jack, that you were able to play for maybe 6-7 Hall of Fame coaches, right? And you learned so much from each one when you're coaching. And Coach Nelson was so different than Coach Riley that I learned so much from him and took so much from Coach Riley as well. But it was unfortunate. But when I got the job, this is when you learn about the importance of players in the NBA. So our first game is we're playing against John Lucas and the Philadelphia 76ers. I learn of Coach Nelson gets fired the morning of that game. I take over. I have no idea. Am I supposed to sit or stand, yell or not? What am I doing? Philly had the worst team in the league. I think Dana Barros was their best player. Maybe Scott Skiles was still playing for them. I'm not sure. But they were terrible. We got run off the floor and I remember sitting on that bus going back to Purchase, New York, and they had given us these Philly cheesesteaks, and I couldn't even stomach it. My stomach was turning, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, man, I'm going to be the only coach in NBA history who never wins a game. Never wins a game, right? 2 hours up the turnpike, and all I'm thinking about is, I think I had 21 games or 23 games left, whatever it was. I'm like, looked at the schedule. There ain't a win on the schedule. They're not one. We're not going to win, right? So our second game is on NBC. So we played that. That was a Friday. Saturday we practiced. Sunday we're playing what turns out to be the 72-10 Bulls. So we just lost to the worst team in the league. Now we're going to be playing the team that, until the Warriors eclipsed it, is going to have the best record of all time, NBA history. Jordan, Pippen, those dudes. We win by 30. like Patrick and he was dominant. Derek Harper was like nasty as he always was, like all the guys, Mason, all these guys, and Charlie Ward was one of the first things I did was put him in the rotation, and because I just believe so much in his character and his anticipatory skills defensively, I think he made like 4 or 5 threes in the game. I think I passed out halfway through the fourth. Like, what's going on? I didn't think we were going to win a game in the NBA the rest of the year, and now I'm thinking, we could win it all.